What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And I tell you guys, man, this has been the craziest time ever. Every time I'm ready to do a video, something else happens with the Washignton Franchise. And to be honest, it's just going to get crazier and crazier. So I'm going to do a new thing where I talk about the
wacky world of Washington.
Yes, the wacky world of Washington. I mean, the craziest thing about this whole situation is just insane. So I'm going to talk about the top stories that happens in the wacky world of Washington. So here we go. Story number one. Darius Geis is released from the Washington team due to domestic violence. I was a person that felt that Darius Geis was going to be released anyway. I know people thought he was good. I know people felt that he just ran into some situations when it came to injuries and stuff like that. But I personally felt he was going to be cut anyway. So the fact that even though we're in this crazy situation in Washington as is with the pandemic and, you know, people like myself not being able to go to training camp to really see what's going on versus what the talking heads are saying is going on, it's been a crazy time. And clearly Darius Geis didn't get the memo that, you know, things are changing in Washington. And here we are again, another Jay Gruden pet project gone. That goes down the list of Chris Thompson, Darius Geis, Ryan Grant, Colt McCoy, and soon enough, I'm pretty sure that eventually it's going to happen. Trey Quinn will also be one of those guys. So Darius Geis released from the Washington Redskins due to domestic violence. Crazy situation, sad, but that's what it is. Story number two. When it comes down to the whole thing of Dan Snyder understanding when to just leave stuff alone and to keep himself out of the public, even though what's going on is legit. Dan Snyder is going to sue a multimedia company for defamation. I think it's defamation of character and stuff like that, for linking him to the Jeffrey Epstein situation that is currently happening. Man, I mean, you know, sometimes there's the times where you just wish Dan Snyder would just leave all stuff alone and just keep himself out of the public. He's going through so many things where you have the other owners planning to sell their portions of the team. He's trying his best to stick his foot in the grass or stick his foot in the ground and stay. But I mean, man, this guy, him alone seems to be a bigger disaster than him with the team. So, I mean, but because he's the owner of the team, everything just falls back on the Washignton Franchise, and it's just the craziest thing in the world. Story number three. After all the press conferences, to me, talking heads are what they are. Coaches have to be cordial, they have to be nice and things like that. And to me, everybody is acting like the possibility, other than the wide receivers coach, who to me kind of didn't make a lot of sense. But other than the wide receivers coach, everybody seems to act like everybody's going to make the team, which is very, very strange to me. Even though I will say this, with this COVID thing going on, I think they should probably have 106 players this year, because I just feel that when it comes down to it, the guys playing the trenches and things like that, there might be a situation where you're going to need tons and tons and tons of quality players. Even though they expanded the practice squad, quality players is going to matter, and I think that's going to be a big thing. So I don't know what's going on. The coaches are just talking. I'll be doing a video about that very thing. But that's story number 3. Story number 4. Alex Smith, he's not in no quarterback competition. I know they're trying to get you to think that that's a possibility. It's really not. Alex Smith is not in any way, shape, or form going to be in this quarterback competition. The reason they brought in Kyle Allen for the draft pick was because they knew they were getting ready. They know they're going to be releasing Alex Smith next year. They know this. They don't want this guy to get injured, hurt, or anything by any stretch of the means. They're saying all the right things because of the fact that if there's a possibility anybody wants to trade for him, they will. But yet and still, we know nobody's going to trade for Alex Smith. Nobody's that dumb. Except for the Washignton Franchise. But you know what? When it comes down to it, again, I don't see any team wanting to trade for him. Not only that, again, he has this massive contract. And again, like I said, the Redskins want to release him by next year. And because they got Dwayne Haskins, who all reports are saying he's looking good and he's doing good. They have Kyle Allen to back him up. And Steven Montez, who, your man right here, said the Redskins should draft, was an undrafted free agent. He's on the team too. Like I said, the guy's a phenomenal quarterback when it comes to making plays outside the norm. But the thing you'll love about him is the thing you'll hate about him. But when it comes down to it, Alex Smith, in any way, shape, or form, will not be in this quarterback competition. Even though they're saying that he is, he isn't. That's just what it's going to be. Last but not least, the last story of the day. The franchise's name. What's going to happen with the team when it comes to the naming and things like that, and the time that's going to be going on. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm going to give them my own nickname. For the time that they're just the Washignton Franchise, which is basically this year, I'm going to call them the Raging Tide. The reason why is because, yes, they do look like the Alabama team. And, you know, I'm just going to call them the Raging Tide. The Washignton Raging Tide. It still has the R, HTTR, all that type of stuff. So for me, the Raging Tide will be the name until they finally figure out what name it's actually going to be. The fact that Dan Snyder's is trying to sue these other guys instead of trying to sue the guy who stole all the names is incredible to me. But hey, it is what it is. However he wants to spend money in litigation, that's fine. Hopefully, he's in litigation so much that he doesn't pay attention to the team, and maybe Ron Rivera can sit up there and do all the things he needs to do. But we'll see how this goes. Other than that, that has been the
Wacky World of Washington.
The Wacky World of Washington. This has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.